Alright, so I've got a Wahoo ticker here, and this is the second one that I've had the same issue with, and decided to try to fix it, because these aren't cheap. The issue is that you can put the battery in, it comes on, but you can connect it, and then after a few minutes on Zwift, or whatever you're doing, it drops out. And I was thinking, this is a reputable company, this is not a cheap thing, relatively speaking. So there's not really anything that should be breaking on this, especially if inside isn't getting wet. So I ran my finger, I already did this across. This one was a little bit harder the first time. Take a look at this. There's nothing, no water, nothing wrong. So I realized the problem must be the one thing that is getting relatively wet. So it has these two Phillips screws. One, two, holding the board on, and I did this before I decided to start videoing it, so I already started, but I put some of it back. So what happens is these springs get really rusty, and they stop contacting here, this one broke off inside, that's how rusted it got. And what happens is they stop contacting. Now this one only rusted on the top, and I kind of just pulled it up. I realized there's a bunch of compression there, so it touches nice. So as long as it's touching, it's gonna conduct, and that's all we really care about. I also decided not to solder them. And really all I need to fix this is some sort of spring. So we have lots of springs, there's some of these pens, but I think maybe the best one's gonna be in this lighter, and the lighter is the one thing that's completely run out, it doesn't work anymore. So let's get the spring. There's a spring under this flint wheel. I don't know if that's the proper term, but that's what I'm gonna call it. Striker wheel. So we're gonna get that out. And now we're gonna get this out. Gonna hopefully not lose the spring immediately. And so we have this nice long spring that's long enough, honestly, to use for both of them. And what I want is really just for it to contact real nice. It can even sit inside of the old spring. It just really just needs to touch that solder pad to that. So I'm gonna trim it down to size. I probably only need a little bit, in that way I could actually just save the spring in my bike toolbox and use it for many years to come, maybe. So, oh yeah, I got wire cutters so I wouldn't destroy these scissors. You could also just use literally anything. If you have some scrap copper wire or something like that, just fill that up and it compresses enough that it should work. All right, so I'm gonna put that there. The other side's, I kind of just stretched it out. I'm gonna put that there. This is probably the trickiest part, is just remembering which way it goes, and I'm pretty sure it's that way. So I've got this spring, and I'm gonna drop it a few times before I get it in. Otherwise, it's not fair. Let's do that. Try to just wedge it on in there. Well, that's actually not working anywhere near as nice as I was hoping. also have used a screwdriver before. And that one's in. Gotta learn from my mistakes on this one. That one's in. And looking from the side, it's nice and flush, which means it's making contact. I'm just gonna test it real quick. And it honestly should be working good as new. I don't see any reason why not. If there is a reason, and I didn't see it, then I won't post this video. And if there is no reason, then you'll be watching this video. Alright. Hope that saves you some money on the new ticker. And they really are quite good. So it should work.